Good morning. So we are a few days into March and our March macro challenge is underway. If you have not registered, now is the time to do it. Make sure you get into the challenge group. Make sure you have met with your coach so that you can get your macros. After you do that, then you're going to want to figure out how to track your macros. If you're not tracking them, you have no idea how much you're getting. So I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can go about tracking your macros for the day. So make sure if you haven't done it yet, you talk to your coach, get your macro numbers so you know what you're tracking, and then you can jump in and get started. All right, so this video is going to be about tracking with MyFitnessPal. Now I am on the computer, so you'll see me, the screen recording of me doing this on the computer. You can do the exact same things on your phone. Honestly, the phone is easier because you can use the camera to scan barcodes if you are using packaged food, which I will show you that as well as going in through the computer. So you're going to go in and you're going to set up, and you'll see me looking over at my screen. You'll set up your profile. Create your profile, you log in. If you're on the computer, it's going to look like this. So you're going to see whatever, if you've put a picture in, it's going to give you, based on what you put in, it's going to set up calories and target numbers for you. Ignore those and go with what your coach gave you. So you're going to go into your settings. Once you're in your settings, you're going to click on goals. Here's where you can go in and edit based on what you've discussed with your coach. You can set your calorie target. You can go in just clicking edit. You can put in your target for carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And you don't have to worry about setting anything with the micronutrients. Don't worry about anything with fitness, any of the other things. And you want to make sure that when you look at your food diary, it's going to probably try to make adjustments for you based on exercise, if it's linking up with any kind of exercise workout in any your Apple Watch or Fitbit or something like that. Don't worry about that. Don't make adjustments based on your workout. I want you to stick with the total calories and the macro numbers, the gram numbers that you were given by your coach. That's where we want to be. So once you've gone in and you've set up your numbers in here, you can come back to home. The only thing I ever go in here for is food. So you're going to go in and it's going to open up to today. You're going to see I've already logged in stuff for breakfast. Now, granted, you might look at this and be like, oh my God, you ate all that. This is my coffee because I do put it in here because I add MTC oil and a prebiotic fiber and collagen protein into the coffee. I put it in here. If you're having just straight black coffee, you don't have to put it in. It's, as you can see here, it's all zeros if you're doing just black coffee. If you're adding anything to that, enter those things in because you want to make sure you're tracking everything. So I've added in, as I said, my coffee. I added in the oatmeal with fruit that I made. Everything I put in there. I put egg whites into the oatmeal. I have chia seeds that I added to the oatmeal. I put mango on top of it. I added the milk. Everything that was in that bowl that I had for my breakfast is on my tracker here. I can look and see how many calories, how many carbs, how many grams of fat, how many grams of protein, sodium if that's a problem, and how much sugar. And I really want you to pay attention to how much sugar you're eating. So this first week, you might just be tracking what you eat and not worrying so much about trying to hit the target goal and just seeing where you are and where you need to improve. So really check these numbers every day and see, are you going too far in one direction or the other with your macronutrients. Now you can come down, and since I've already added that, you already see what it looks like. You have a couple of options here on for lunch. So I haven't entered anything for lunch or dinner. I already entered snacks because I can just kind of swipe over on my phone and add those in that I know I'm going to eat today. Add food. This is your basic option. If you've never done any of this, this is a really great place to start. It's going to show up with all the recent things that I have used. So everything recent shows up on this tab. Frequently used things are going to show up on this tab. If there's any foods that I have entered, these are things that I have entered myself, like love beets. For whatever reason, I scanned the barcode and it wasn't in there. So I entered it in as a food based on the nutrition that was on the packaging. Meals, and I'll go into more detail on some of the other things in another video. Meals that I've added, recipes that I've added, they're all here for me to use anytime I need to. I'm going to go back to my recent. I'm just going to put in some of the same stuff that I had for my lunch yesterday, which I used this Primal Kitchen dressing. I had sardines on the salad. I had some avocado. I had shredded carrots, and I had this baby spring mix. So that was my lunch yesterday. I can click all of those things right there, and then I can just hit add checked. If there's something else I want to throw in today, maybe today I'm going to add in a Gala apple with it. Whatever I feel like adding in, I can click that and I can add that. And there you go. It's now added all of those things based on what I had yesterday. So these are the measurements of what I had yesterday. Now, if I'm not measuring it exactly the same today as I did yesterday, I need to go in and make adjustments. So for example, let's say today I had a little extra baby spring mix here. Instead of 41 grams, I did 53 grams. So I just go in and change that there, click save, and now it's updated on here. Maybe I had to change my mind. Yeah, I decided I don't want the avocado on it now that I've put it in there. I can just click that and I can take the avocado out. You can go in and make adjustments however you need. And again, it shows me everything here for totals for that meal, as well as totals, grams, and everything for each individual item. Now, your other tool here, quick tool, is quick add calories. If you have something that you just want to quickly add in the calories from it and not go through creating a meal or adding each individual thing, yes, you can do that. It's better to actually add all the things in there so that you can see individually. I could say, I want to remember this meal because this is something I'm going to eat frequently. So I could remember meal and save it in and title it whatever I want. And then every time I eat this meal and eat it whether I eat it exactly the same or not, I can quick add it, and then I can go in and make adjustments. Like again, with the lettuce, if I have a little bit more lettuce or a little less lettuce, I have a little bit more dressing or a little less, I can go in and make those adjustments after they're added, but it's a quick, easy tool to shove it in there, especially if it's a lot of ingredients, a lot of things. I can shove it in there. I can go in and make my adjustments. I could copy yesterday's, which technically this is a copy from yesterday's meal. I could copy from a date. If I say I had this amazing meal on Saturday and I'm going to make that exact same thing today, I could go back, click copy from date, and add that meal in that I had on Saturday, as long as I have entered it in. So this is where the tracking consistently starts to be more useful. As Jason mentioned before, eating the same thing every single day can make this super simple and easy to do. Take out all of the frustrations. If you're eating the same basic thing every single day, you can just add, and not have to go through and click everything individually. You can also copy to date. If I said, oh, this is what I want to have today, this was a meal I had on Saturday, and I say, oh, I want to have this meal from Saturday, I could go here to Saturday and move it over from there. Or I could say I'm gonna have the same meal tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and I could go ahead and add them in from here rather than doing it every single day. So those are two really easy ways to add the food in. Now I'm gonna go through and delete all of these things back out. And of course the screen's gonna move around every time I do this. So let's delete these back out. Let's say I'm gonna go through and put in something completely different for today. I'm not gonna have a salad. I'm gonna have chicken. So I can just type in chicken. I can type in chicken breast, chicken wing, chicken, hopefully my keyboard will cooperate with me, chicken thigh, whatever it is you're having. I can type it in there, and then it's gonna come up with a list for me here. Huge list of things. Now these with the check mark, obviously those are gonna be probably your better options because they've been verified that is what it is. So, if you're just going just regular chicken breast and I don't know, it's just from the store, I can pick this Wegmans organic. It was an organic chicken breast. I'm going to go with this one. I can select that. I can change my serving size. So how did I measure it out? Was it in ounces? Did I measure it in grams? 85 grams is 3 ounces. Or I could say, well, I measured out 100 grams. So I'm going to go in here and I put in 100, and it is in my lunch meal. And then I'm going to add that to my food diary. Now I have 100 grams of organic chicken breast added to my food diary. I can see exactly right here how many grams of macronutrients are in there. Obviously it's more towards, it's pretty much all in the protein. There's a tiny little bit of fat, but that's a lot of protein in there for that chicken breast. So think about that as you're going through. What else did you want to have? Maybe I had some broccoli today. Or I'm going to have some broccoli. Really, my keyboard sticks. Really, you really want to plan this out and do these in advance so that you are making better choices and you're not scrambling at the end of the day to try to hit those goals. So again, I put in broccoli. Here's 1 cup chopped, but did I have a cup chopped or did I measure it in ounces today? I measured it in ounces and I had 3 ounces of broccoli. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that one. Add to food diary. It adds it in there. So that's all you do. It is so simple and easy. And again, when you're on your phone, if you have packaged item, you could scan the barcode, and it'll automatically populate that in there. So it's even a little easier sometimes with the phone. You can't scan from your computer, but you can still go in, type things in the search. You can still click, make adjustments, copy from a previous date, copy from a recipe online, which again, I'm going to show you some of those other more advanced options in another video because I don't want this to get too long and too overwhelming. So what I mentioned before about planning in advance, I like to go through when I have time. I don't plan out, the whole week in MyFitnessPal, but I will go through maybe the night before. I'll go through sometimes and plan the next day if I know what I'm going to be eating, which ideally you want to try to know what you're going to be eating the next day, what options you need to be eating based on what your day is going to be like. It's always good to try to plan the day in advance. What's going on tomorrow? Look at your calendar. Where am I going to be? Am I going to be out running around? Do my kids have practice for 5 hours straight and I'm not going to be home? Like, these are the kind of things you want to think about. And then I can go in and I can plan out, okay, well, I planned out my breakfast, put that all in. I decided what I was going to have for lunch. I put that in. And then I put in what I'm thinking about having for dinner. Well, then I can go down and I can look here at the total for the day and say, obviously I haven't put in the dinner yet, but say here it's telling me I have this many calories remaining. I have this many grams of carbohydrates, this many grams of protein, fat and protein, and I want to try to hit, ideally I want to try to get to that protein number as close as possible because usually everything else is going to work itself out. So, I need to up my protein. Where in my day can I add a little bit more protein? Could I add a little bit more egg whites to my breakfast to bump up the protein number there? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I need to add an extra snack in with some protein in it. Maybe I double up a little bit on my shake by adding some extra collagen or another half scoop of the protein in there to make that just a little bit more. By planning at least the night before, planning out and putting it all into my tracker, my MyFitnessPal, I can see where am I lacking, where do I need to make adjustments, and maybe what I planned to have for dinner doesn't work if I'm definitely going to eat what I have for lunch, or maybe I need to take something out. Like for instance, I took out the avocado on that salad. Maybe I'm thinking, if I eat that half avocado on the salad, well, it's delicious, I'm going to be way over on my fat. So I can take the avocado out and now my fat is perfect and I'm good to go, and I'll save the avocado for another day. So that's where you want to get with your planning, with your tracking, knowing what your goals are, 1, entering everything in is 2, and then number 3 is using this as a tool to plan ahead so that it helps you get to those goals easier. And again, you don't want to be at the end of the day looking at this ginormous protein number that you have to hit, thinking there is no way I am going to eat that much protein in my dinner and just give up for the day. If you have planned well and you have thought ahead, you're going to know exactly how much you need, and you're going to be able to pepper it in somewhere. Maybe you add another snack in at some point throughout the day that is a protein. And we will be here to help you with that. Those are the kind of questions I want you to ask in the group. Put them in here, ask for help. Some other member might have a really good answer. The coaches are obviously going to have answers for you. So these are the questions that I want you to ask within the group. Start using it. Get in the habit of using it, making sure you know what your goals are, getting the food in there, every single thing you eat going in there, and then work on planning out your day. And that could be, again, it could be in the morning as you're sitting there drinking your coffee, you're planning the day. It could be the night before you go to bed, you're planning for the day. Whatever it needs to be, it's going to be a huge help for you if you can sort out, the basics of what you're going to be eating for the day. And then you can always make adjustments as needed. Maybe the broccoli went bad and you can't have broccoli, so you have to swap out for another vegetable. And that's fine. But that way, you've got a good sense of where you are total for the day with your calories and your macros, and then you can make those adjustments and tweak and whatever you need to do as the day goes on. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any other questions about these basic features, let me know. Again, I'm going to do another video that will go through using some of the other tools like the meals and the adding recipes, and I'll also show you what it's like to do scanning with the phone. I will see you soon. Bye.